What's good, y'all? So I got another impromptu video for y'all today. I want to talk about how people in general think, like how we think about things, like why we think the way that we do. And for those of y'all that don't know, um, I was a sociology major. Originally, I was a bio major, but complications. I couldn't pass this chemistry class. I ended up switching to sociology. It has the least amount of requirements to graduate, right? And in sociology, it's the study of how people interact in society. Why exactly what I'm talking to y'all about now, like why we think the things we do, um, how that makes us behave, so on and so forth. And um, one of the things they teach you early on is that you're a product of your experiences. I feel like that's something you also learn or should learn once you get to a certain point in your life, like, probably mid 20s, something like that. Um, and basically what a product of your experiences means, like everything that you think the way you do because you've been taught to think a certain way. You've been told what's right and wrong by your parents, by your pastors, by your teachers, whatever. And what I think is important once you get to be around your mid 20s, um, is to sort of break away from what you're being told and do your own research, form your own conclusions. You feel me? And what I think is an issue with, like especially in the black community and also with just people in general, is that a lot of times your life circumstances is not everybody else's life circumstances. You feel me? So to give an example, me, right? Um, I've told y'all before when I was growing up, when I was younger, and I first started realizing that I was attracted to dudes, right? Like I was raised in a Christian household. My whole family Christian. My mom's side, my dad's side, all that. So when I'm being told that the feelings that I have are wrong, I'm like, all right, Lord, take this away. I used to pray. I used to pray so hard just to be straight. And um, after doing that for so long, and shit wasn't changing, I still had these depraved thoughts. You feel me? I had to change my perspective um, to in order to live with myself. You feel me? Because I didn't want to hate myself. I didn't want to hate this part of me. Like I had a desire to be happy. Like I had a desire to accept myself. So, and also like how I was saying about someone's circumstances, like I was pushed in a direction to open my mind. You feel me? Get outside of church. Like I told you I went to this. I went to work at this summer camp, right? 3 consecutive years. I was working with a lot of white people. I made some new friends. You feel me? And I went over to the homegirl Quinn's house, right? She got a nice house out in, like, is it the Valley? Something. But anyway, she got a nice ass house. Her family like is are big game hunters, like real shit. They got a fucking kudu head mounted on their wall from, yeah, that shit is crazy. If you don't know what a kudu is, it's KUDU. Look that shit up. Um, but yeah, while I was over there, we went to her house for a few days while we was on weekend, and she showed me this documentary called Zeitgeist. Now, for those of y'all that are Christian, I would definitely recommend watching it, but also just warning, like, if you can look up the facts in the video later on for yourself, but once you do, and if you accept what they're telling you as fact, it will I mean, I guess it does kind of shatter Christianity. That's like exactly what it does. Because if I'm gonna give y'all like a quick rundown, it basically explains the origins of Christianity and how it's like an not amalgamation, like a parody of different different religions. Like, okay, basically you're lining up to say like different religions have a lot of the same story when you look at it, right? So basically, over the years, they kind of just changed the name, and certain cultures adapted um, the same story, the same religious story, to their own. And you know, when you look at shit that way, it's really crazy to think how much of this stuff has guided our society and continues to. You feel me? Which is part of the reason I do these videos, right? Like we gotta change our thinking. You feel me? Like I truly believe that's the only way that we gonna be able to for everybody to accept each other. For us to for niggas to not have to live in fear and be ashamed and hate themselves. You know, like a lot of us do. Um, but yeah, back to how we think. You feel me? Um, a lot of times, like I'm usually the person in my family, my friend group that people confide in, right? A lot of people like my cousins, they be coming to me with their issues. We talk it out, all that. Um, just because I'm a good listener, you feel me? And a lot of times, or not a lot, well, not a lot of times, but what I've noticed, anyways, is that when you have two logical individuals, people who think logically or who are on the same um, level as far as like intelligence, you feel me? When y'all have an argument and y'all talk to each other, you hear each other's side of the story, all that, and still can't find common ground, it comes down to like individual's perspective, you feel me? And to give an example with that, um, or actually no, why I feel that's important is because for a homosexual man or a bisexual man, whatever, to try and explain their attraction to a straight man or a straight female, you feel me? Your perspectives are completely different, right? So there's not a lot of room for understanding there. Um, that's what I feel like, but let me give y'all like an example of what I mean, right? So like a few days ago, I was hanging out with I said my friend with benefits, right? And he came over like down here. And we went to go get some sushi. We was gonna eat, chill, hang out, whatever, and and do some edibles, right? Um, and like I say, within like 30 minutes of him being here, my cousin calls me and she was like, "Hey, what you doing tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just chilling with the homie." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, like you want to come skating with me around 8?" And well, the homie know I love to skate. Like that's one of my favorite things to do. Um, so I was like, "Yeah, keep me posted with the details, blah blah blah." She was like, "Okay, yeah, it'll probably be around 8," which was in about 2 hours, right? And I told her, I was like, "Yeah, I'm for sure trying to come." And homie gets mad at me. Now, from his perspective, right? Typically, we chill about 4 hours. I do have somewhat of an issue with him keeping time on that, but it's whatever for the sake of story, I'm gonna just bypass that. So from his perspective, from him keeping track, typically we chill about 4 hours, and he is mad at me. He's like, oh, we're only gonna chill for like 2 hours, and then catches the attitude, all this. From my perspective, 2 hours is plenty of time to chill, right? I mean, we wasn't really doing shit, to be honest. Like, we was gonna be high in about. I mean, we'd already taken the edible, so we was gonna be high in about like what 30 minutes. Because we was both eating on an empty stomach. So if y'all don't know how that work, weed hits you faster when you haven't eaten shit, or edibles do at least. The smoking do. I don't know. I was smoking on an empty stomach. I don't remember. It's been a minute. But yeah. So he gets mad at me because he wants to chill for longer, right? But at the same time, he had told me that later on, around 10, or he had told me even before my cousin called, that he was going to go see a movie with his friends. And that movie would have been like, we would have chilled for about 4 hours, and then he would have dipped, right? Now, to me, it's like, okay, well, now I got something to do, so you can go do your thing, and I can go do my thing. But from his perspective, it's like, no, that's different. Like, I don't know. Bottom line, I feel like he just wanted to chill longer than we would have if I left, right? But yeah. So his perspective was that it wasn't enough time for us to be hanging out. Mine was that it was. That was the bottom line, and I feel like over time I've gotten better at just getting to that bottom line and a lot of arguments, situations, that type of thing. But there's also where was I going with that? Hold on. Well, I mean, I think that's my main point, right? When you're having a conversation, y'all can't see eye to eye. It's important to consider the other person's perspective. Like, white people in a lot of situations are gonna have a different perspective than black people. Y'all are not from the hood. Y'all don't have the same issues we have, right? Culturally, racially, all this kind of stuff, right? Um, yeah, pretty sure that's it. That feels a little anticlimactic, but um, I feel like that's all I really had to say. Yeah. Uh, like, comment, subscribe. Actually, no, more specifically, comment. Um, and drop some topics for me to talk about, because I am low key running out of ideas. I know it's been like a month since my last video. Um, cause I've been kind of stuck with that. You feel me? Trying to figure out something to talk about. Um, so yeah, let me know what y'all would like for me to touch on. All right, I'll catch y'all on the next one.